here we are at another game to review that nobody has ever heard of. The game I'm looking at today is Nitro Family, released in 2004, released for the PC only, and developed by some Korean people and published by THQ. Okay, now Nitro Family is maybe like the most obscure game I've played ever. Like, I thought Monster Jam games were unknown, but that is nothing compared to this game. This game is far more unknown. If you have heard about this game, besides me saying it right now, or seeing it on my Steam that I showed off like for like a week that I was playing it, no, it wasn't even that long, then congrats. I found this game from a YouTube video that showed off weird unknown games. I thought it looked decent. It was on Amazon for, seriously, I could count on one hand how many dollars it was with shipping, so I got it. The game is weird as shit, like everything about it. The plot of the game is you play as a man named Victor Chopsky, and he's kind of a hillbilly, sort of. He has a wife named Maria? I don't remember her name. They have a son, and one day he gets kidnapped. You go after the people who kidnapped him. Then throughout the game you go across the world, literally everywhere. Vietnam, Africa, Asia, America, everywhere. Along the way you kill a bunch of people, stop some drug plants, and seriously just kill everyone. And there's like this main bad guy, and he's like a kind of drug lord, kind of just asshole stereotype, and you kill him and that's the end. It's really weird. It's just weird, and it's a stupid story, but it's like hilariously bad at the same time. The cutscenes, if you want to call them, are just so stupid, it's funny. There's really no explanation as to why you go to these places that you go to. Like, why didn't they just go to America first, where the dude was? And of course this game just has to make fun of Americans, because it's by Korean people. But games like these don't really have stories, or deep ones. Well, what do I mean by games like these? Well, here's how Nitro Family plays. This is an incredibly old-school first-person shooter, and if you immediately think Serious Sam when you see this, you would be 100% correct, because the game runs off the same engine as the original Serious Sam's, with stolen textures and everything. You literally just shoot everything in sight. If it moves, kill it. Kill it. Kill. Kill. Like, you just kill everything. That's how the game works, and a lot of games do that, but this game is maybe the most unique one I've seen so far. So when you start the game, you'll be dual-wielding weapons. This game has the most in-depth dual-wielding system ever. You see 1 on your keyboard, like when you press 1, is dual-wielding. You can dual-wield shotguns, and these have good range. Dual-wield machine guns, and dual-wield some powerful rocket launchers. Pressing E on your keyboard switches the gun for your right arm, and Q is your left. You see, you don't have to be dual-wielding the same weapon. You could have different weapons. There's a bunch of combinations. You could have a machine gun with a shotgun, or a shotgun and a rocket launcher, or you could dual-wield the same weapon. Whatever you want. Majority of the game you will be using this dual-wielding thing, so get used to it. The game is very old school in terms of everything, except reloading with the dual-wielding weapons. Your armor picks up, like your armor pickups, and health and all that, they're all just pickups. You get health and armor from destroying stuff in the environment that you can. So you go around just shooting up everything in sight. One thing that's different also is how your wife is on your back the whole time on this contraption thing, and she can help you do things. Like, she can fix stuff, question mark. And when you press B, she flies around and bombs the enemies. Now, most of the time, it says I can't use it for some unknown reason. And then again, the odds of her hitting anything, or even killing the enemies, is not very likely, so it's really just like a total waste of time to ever use this. The enemies you'll be facing are pretty standard. A majority of them are non-hit scan, so you can actually dodge their shots, but near the end of the game they get pretty hit scan. Very few enemies ever charge toward you, because this game, like all other old school games, the enemies charge you, but like they don't charge you in this game, because when an enemy gets close enough, your wife does a one-shot whip attack that headshots them and it goes total neck. So most enemies run from you and shoot. Now, because the majority of the enemies shoot at you, that means you can't run past them. You will have to fight them. The game also has a few vehicle parts, and these are a decent change of pace, but I have some issues with it that I'll go over later. The game has 20 levels. These are spread over 5 chapters. The first chapter has you in Vietnam. No joke, it's like a simple forest and urban environment. would have had no idea it was Vietnam until the game sort of tells you. The second chapter has you in Africa, or East Asia, but it's Africa. This level has a big forest and a few temples. The next level is mainland China with a huge desert and a temple. The fourth episode has you somewhere in like Germany or something, and it's really snowy. And the last episode is in America with some really long levels. So that's the gameplay, really. There's not that much to talk about. You just shoot everything in sight. Also, when you take enough damage, you go into this slow-mo time thing that's really helpful. Lastly, the game is this weird, really weird combo system. When you shoot an enemy in the air, even higher, like if you shoot it with a shotgun, it'll go into the air, and if you shoot him again and he's not dead while he's in the air, he'll bounce from the shot, and these are combos. These get you a lot of points that you can spend at the shop. Now, the shop has two-handed weapons and upgrades. Like, the two-handed weapons are grenade launchers, sniper rifles, a push gun, kind of usuals. And they all don't reload, so that's pretty old school. Like, the graphics in this game are very, very, very questionable. The Serious Engine looked great when it came out, but in 2004, which is the year Nitro Family came out, it looks outdated. It looks great for the Serious Engine, but I don't think in 2004 the Serious Engine was really relevant. I mean, I'm pretty sure Serious Sam 2 was about to come out, and that game, besides the CGI cutscene thing, it looks a lot better than this game. But it is the definition of a budget unknown game, so I gotta cut the game some slack. The models look pretty jaggedy and really quite strange. Victor and his wife just look fucking weird, to be honest. Hell, the close-ups on the models just look weird. The textures are really quite mixed. The majority of the game looks okay. Like, these buildings look okay, the concrete looks okay, but in Africa and the deep jungle, this game looks really bad. Like, really bad. The hills look like N64 hills. The water effects are terrible. And really, everything in the second stage of levels looks bad. Like, all 3 levels that are in Africa. The graphics in general are just very mixed. I mean, the game runs fine with no frame rate issues, but it looks very outdated. But it's understandable, so I guess I'll just barely give it a pass. The sound, oh god, the sound. Just, my god, the sound. Okay, the voice acting is absolutely awful. Like, it's just terrible lip syncing, and it's literally just horrible. It's laughably bad. This review is better voice acting than the game. All of the voice acting is just horrible. The sound effects are similarly bad. The guns don't even sound like guns. They sound like crummy little pea shooters. I'm dead serious. All of them do. The sounds of the guns are just a waste. The enemies really make just fucking disturbing noises and are just weird. Though the music. My god, the music. The music is so mixed in this game. Okay, so a majority of the themes are just really, really annoying. Some of them have lyrics and some of them don't. Now, all the ones with lyrics sound annoying as fuck. Seriously, all of them sound annoying. Like, the lyric ones are just terrible songs. Absolutely terrible. Like, I don't even know where to begin on how bad they are. I just listen to my own music. The non-singing ones are so-so. The ones that have showed up in this video are the good ones, and the ones that didn't are the bad ones. And when I say they're bad, they're really fucking bad. Also, it's like one theme throughout the whole level. When you're fighting enemies, it's not a different theme, it's the same theme. Like, what game still does that? So, some songs are really bad, some are even worse, and some of them are okay. I mean, like, just the ones that have lyrics are... God damn it. They're just horrible. I mean, the sound pretty much sucks, but so are the graphics. But that's not all that's bad about this game. This game has some flaws in it that are pretty big. Okay, so I'm gonna start with a small one. On the vehicle sections, there's something wrong with this machine gun. Like, this machine gun is fucking horrible. It is weak as shit, or I'm completely missing. Like, I don't know what it is, what got lost in translation there between me firing and hitting the enemy, but it's just terrible. All 4 or 5 levels of them, it's terrible. Literally, they're all bad. Except the helicopter one, because it's like 2 minutes. Okay, games with big levels, here's my next one. Games with big levels is fine for the most part. Serious Sam has some really big levels, like an hour long. But this game may have the single-handedly longest level I've ever played in a shooter. I kid you not, it is long as shit. My biggest problem with the game is this one level. This level, the Hoover Dam, fuck this level. It is god awful. Everything with the game is wrong with this level. The graphics in this level are maybe the worst graphics in the whole game. I'm not even joking. The water effects look like shit. Luckily though, the textures don't look as bad as Africa. So it's the second worst. The music is easily the worst non-lyric music in the game. In fact, I would go as far to put it as the second worst music in the game. And then the fact that the level doesn't do anything new at all. Like, what I mean, it's literally the same, like, 2 rooms over and over and over. After the first room, I was bored of the enemies that they were throwing in. And then there's 30 of them. Like, and then there's these machine guns and bazooka turrets that go on the walls and ceilings. Do you have to have so many fucking turrets everywhere? Like, they're just everywhere in this level, and it's really damn annoying. This is the only level that ever does that. And then, how long it is. Just, my god, it took me nearly 3 hours to beat this level. Yeah, I might suck, but so does this level. I mean, a walkthrough online for this game, it took that dude like 2.5 hours, so it's not just me. This level is way too long. Like, this is one of the longest levels I've ever played in my life. This level is long and boring as shit. I didn't even record like any gameplay of it. It was so long. And that's my biggest issue with the game. And also, you do a lot of boring walking. Like, there is a ton of walking in this game. More than Serious Sam or any other shooter. Just so much walking. It's like DayZ walking. That's my problems with the game, though. So let me talk about the WTF. What I mean is, this game is so damn weird sometimes. The plot makes no sense. Like, at all. Really, it doesn't. I mean, you're just after your kid and that's all I get. You come across, though, in this game some really bizarre things. This clown, for instance, who you fight a couple times, is ugly as shit and scary as shit. The fact that this game makes fun of Metal Gear Solid with Stealth Man Solid in his Healthy Families box, like, fuck you. Another thing is, who's this game appealing to? Like, who is it appealing to? This game is, like, mixed between a teenager game and a adult game. Like, all the girls in this game have giant nipples popping out of their shirts and stuff. No joke. But then sometimes the game seems like a teen game with no cussing besides asshole. Who does this game appeal to? Like, Duke Nukem Forever, who does it appeal to? Old school gamers or new school gamers? And lastly, there are these hidden cards all over the place. These cards, if you get 20 of them, you get a bonus in the last level. Now, just watch what happens if you get all 20 cards. It's pretty good.
Welcome.
So yeah, finding these cards that are pretty hidden, literally have no use except for that. That's pretty fucking good. Though really, I don't have much to say about Nitro Family now. I guarantee though, this is the most detailed video on Nitro Family on YouTube. I kid you not. You see, there's like a hole of FPS games. On top of the hole is COD and Halo, the most popular FPS games. They may not be the best, but they're the most popular. Now, you go down a little further than the hole, and there's like Arma 3 and Serious Sam. Just other well-known games. Not as well-known, but yeah. Then you go a bit further down, and there's like Chronicles of Riddick and Chaser. Now, most people stop right there. And I did for the longest time, until recently, I found that there was another layer that goes all the way down to the center of the earth, and that is where Nitro Family is. That is how unknown this game is. Like, I'm dead serious. It is that unknown. It is that hidden. This game is by far the most obscure and just fucking weird game I've ever played. And you know what? It should probably stay that way. I mean, this game is so weird that it will never probably come to interest to anyone anymore. I mean, it was even on PC Gamer's Saturday Crapshoot. Nothing is more unknown than this game. This game was under $5 with shipping, though, and it ran fine on my Windows 8 laptop. So it's out there. you can still buy it. It's out there. If you were remotely interested in this game, I would say just go buy it because it's so cheap. All you do is just shoot a bunch of shit up. It's definitely an FPS that nobody's heard of. That's classic. The game is really long too. The game's like 16 hours long, and so this game will give you a decently long game also. There's also dead multiplayer. And Nitro Family, though, it's an okay game. It's really weird. I give it a pass. I only recommend it to people looking for the weirdest shit, and I mean, I don't even know. I'll see you guys on my next review where I review a game people have heard of.